what we can practice is just standing still. So just stay, stay. And standing still is just something stay, that our dogs don't look super nice doing. So if we are just, if I have a dog and she's just relaxed right here, and she doesn't really care what's happening, she's looking around, you can see she's kind of like boring looking. She's not anything special to look at, she's not anything interesting. If I put a little bit of tension on the leash and I have her looking, she's gonna look a lot nicer, yes. So she's gonna have a nicer neck, and if she is just looking around, she is going to be a little bit of tension in her body, which is also very nice. So rather than just having a dog that we can move about and have look okay, instead I can have her stand, put a little bit of pressure, add that tension to her body, yes, and release to treat, and that's going to make her a much better looking dog. For a Shiloh stack, what we want is going to be from the front, that their feet are facing the same direction, and generally my dogs are what we call easty-westy, so you can see how her feet are turned a little bit. So you can pick up your foot by the elbow and set it back down, and that is going to, when she fixes her weight, make it so that her feet are much straighter. Again, picking up by the elbow, lining her toes up, and now her feet look a lot nicer, which gives her a much straighter chest. So you can see how nice that looks compared to her wonky elbows tucked in, which makes her chest look a lot more narrow. Yes. From the side, we want their feet to be straight up and down. Generally, when your dog takes a step back or a step, they're going to have one foot further back than the other. So you want to match your front foot to your back foot, and that's going to make them look a lot nicer than if you have you move their foot forward. If their feet are too far forward, that's what we call posting, and that is also not correct. A good example of posting probably would be if I had her feet out front here, where you can see that her feet are no longer under her, they're at an angle forward, which is not correct. We want her to be nice and straight from her shoulder down to the tip of her toes. So I can just take that and fix it so it's straight, have her feet nice and lined up, and a nice straight line. Now, she's of course not groomed, but that looks good. Their back legs, you're going to have their back left be further back than their right. So I usually like to get their front correct first. Then if I pull this leg back, immediately she's off balance, and you can see how much she moves her weight because she had to fix this leg in order to fix this leg, which means these legs move. So how I want to do is I want to start with her front feet first, make sure that those are where I want them, nice and straight, looking good. Then I'm going to fix this close leg. I want her knee and toe to be a straight line, so that's what I'm looking for there. And then this back left leg, I can go back. You always want to pick up from back here. You don't want to move their feet because then they don't have the opportunity to fix it. So you're going to grab from their hock here. We're going to pull it back so that this is a nice straight line here. That's what we're looking for. She's like, what are you doing? You're taking so long. And just handling their feet. It can be a whole session of just practicing being able to pick up a foot, set a foot down. Yes, good job. Treat that. Wait. Pick up a foot, set a foot down. Yes. Treat that. Wait. Moving this leg. Yes. Wait. Sliding this foot back. Yes. Good. Okay. And then you can kind of put it all together. Where we can have them stand, wait, wait. forward, feet facing forward. Wait. Then we can take a good look. Wait. Yes. Then we can add that tension. Okay, good job. And then we can release. When you're in the ring, sometimes it takes a long time. So paying attention to the judge of, are they flying through dogs and you have to have them ready quick and take what you can get? Are they taking a really long time where you can stack and release and stack and release? Or is it going to be a judge where you can just take your time and be able to know that when she's on the dog in front of you, that's the time that you want to start getting your dog stacked. When you are in line with dogs, always give yourself enough room. You can see that I'm doing a 360. 360s are a nice way to get your dog straight. We have very long dogs. So if you try to have them in line and they're not perfect and you try to back them up or you try to fix them where they're standing, you're going to end up with all kinds of twistiness in their body, or they're going to be turned, which can make them look more narrow or more long, depending on where your judge is standing. So always give yourself enough room so that you can take a step, spin them around, and get a nice straight. That's going to give you your best chance at only having to fix a couple legs rather than all of them. I also like to practice in front of mirrors because that's going to show you what their legs look the best at. Every dog is a little bit different, okay? But that is generally what we are looking for with our dogs. So again, you can practice coming up, stand. If I don't like it, I'll have her maybe take a step, stand. I can fix this leg out, straighten it, this leg back, so that they're even. She always reverse steps, so this leg in, this leg out. Look and see what the judge is doing. Fix it, because this leg is out too much. Get that tension. Yes. I'm practicing just like that. Good. Even stacking yet, playing around with their feet like I talked about, and then just practicing doing a stand where we pull forward. You can also do a hand target, yes. Where you just teach a hand target. To teach a hand target, you stick a treat in between your fingers. You have another treat in your other hand. You're going to offer, yes, the treat in your hand, yes. As soon as you feel your dog's nose touch it, yes. You can practice, yes. With getting a nice nose target. That's a nice way to have them take a step. Yes. Take a step. Yes. And then you can rename it to take a step, which means move towards my hand. So I have a treat in my hand. Yes. Yes. And then eventually what I name that in my training is going to be take a step. So I would say, Rebel, take a step. Yes. Take a step. Yes. Take it. Ready? Take a step. Yes. Take a step. Yes. And then we can get rid of that lure where we don't need a lure in our hand to have them take a step. So I can get her wound up, and I don't like that. Take a step. Take a step. Yes. And not quite where I like it, so we're going to do it again. Which also means right here. Yes. So she's not doing a great free step right now, which is okay. If her front feet are lined up, I'm happy with that. Rebel, take a step. Okay. Take a step. Yes. the judges can have you run. There's going to be basically a few different things that happen while you are showing. One is going to be you're lined up with the other dogs in your class or in the ring, and you're going to have a judge individually examine them or look at them as a group. Oftentimes they have you line up first, they take a look, they'll have you go around the whole ring as a group to see everyone moving together. They do individual exams and examine every dog along the line. And then during the exam, what they'll do is they'll do a full body exam. Then they have you go down and back. Usually a down and back is either a straightaway from the judge to the end of the ring and back, or from the judge to a corner of the ring and then back. Make sure you understand that before you start running, or they will have you do it over again. So it is important to listen to the judge that way. Whenever you are doing your down and back, you want to go kind of slow. You want your dog to not be walking, but also it's just going to be a gentle trot. When they have you go all the way around the ring, that's when you're going to go quickly. For Shiloh Shepherds, they stretch out, so you want to make sure that you are moving very quickly. If you have a puppy, of course that's different. But for our down and back, again, you're going to go nice and slow. A big thing with the down and back that a lot of people make mistakes when you first start is not lining your dog up to the judge. It's natural to want to line yourself up to the judge. You want to make sure the judge, I say, can look at your dog's butt, not your butt. And then whenever you get back, you want to pay attention to what the judge is looking for. So if you have the opportunity to watch the judge with other dogs, some judges are looking for expression. And with that, you'll see often where they are making a funny or silly noise to have your dog make a face at them, see what kind of expression they have. It should be bright and alert is what a Shiloh Shepherd's expression should be. Generally with expression, they want the dogs a little bit closer so that they can really get a good feel of the dog. If you notice that they are stopping people and looking at free stacks, you're going to stop further away. Generally the rule is you want to stop about the height of the judge away. So I'm short, so my dogs would be about 5 feet, because if somebody stops their dog right here, I can see the dog's stomach, but that's about it. I don't get a nice full picture of the whole dog, versus if you stop away from the judge. Now I can see the dog's chest, I can see the dog's expression, I can see a lot more of the dog. So you want to stop actually short of the judge. So with this, whenever the judge asks for my down back, we're going to do a circle generally behind the judge. When we move our Shilohs, they're so long, we generally want to do a circle with them on the outside. So we're going to do a right turn. If I am walking and the judge asks me to go down and back, and I have to pivot my dog and then straighten her out, we're already here by the time she's going to be going at the right pace to be able to have the judge look at her. Versus if the judge examines her and asks for a down and back, and I can walk a little bit behind the judge. Let's go. You can see right here already, Rebel looks nice and straight, and we can do our down. Line up to the judge again, and back. Stopping far enough away that the judge, take a step, that the judge can then actually look at our dogs. Nice. So stopping a little bit further. That was not a great first time. But stopping away a little bit further from the judge so they can actually look at our dog, and doing that big circle almost behind the judge's back so that you can get straight. And take your time with this. So you're going to take your time, you're going to wrap the leash around your hand, you're going to do your 360 turn. Make sure the dog's butt is in the judge's face. You can move. That was too slow. Turn. Look at the judge again. Make sure my dog is going to be in front of the judge again, onto the side. Stop far enough away. If my dog can get a free stack, that's awesome. She's not free stacking very well today. That's okay too. And then generally the judge will have you go all the way around. Again, your all the way around is going to be faster. So our down and back, is the judge fast enough? the judge can see my dog's movement. Lining up with the judge again. You can see my dog's movement. If they go all the way around, ready, ready, ready. Yeah, let's go. And I go over to that. To get that nice gating going. When you have a Cobalt is a slow dog. With Cobalt, we cut corners so that the dogs behind us don't get caught up behind us. With Rebel, she's a little bit faster, and if we're behind a slower dog, we're gonna take every corner that we can to give myself enough room. Also, before we start running, I'm going to collect my leash again. So they ask for the down and back, I gather my leash, I get it to where I like it to be. For the down and back, I like to have it on the side of my dog's head. Hands are falling down. I can do ready, down, and back. Then they say to go around. I want to make sure my leash is still good. Ready, 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 ready. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good job. And then we go fast. Running and gating are something you have to practice. Both of my dogs are really bad at it. Still, Rebel sometimes, if she gets frustrated, will start jumping at me or start biting the leash. So that's something you have to practice. Your leash management, if I have too much leash, you can see when we're running, that's distracting. That's going to distract the judge. The judge isn't looking at my dog right now. They're looking at my leash going every which way. So that's why you want to make sure you can wrap it. And then I can give my dog leash if she decided to be good and actually go out in front of me and run faster. That's excellent. Also, if she decides to be a stinker and start jumping at me, I can correct it down. So how my leash sits on my dog's head is all going to depend on my dog and what their tendencies are in